Hello and welcome to OOTP 23. I'm CJ Ambrose, and yes, OOTP 23 released earlier today for, well, the general public, and here we are with the Colorado Rockies. That is who we are going to be taking control of. Don't worry about Cole Smith. It's not working to let me click it. It will be Cole Ambrose very, very soon. And I'm excited for this series because we have a very interesting team, not a great farm system, and much more, which I will get into further along into this video. I will go over the settings very quickly. I'll probably put a timestamp in the video so that you can skip through. Don't feel bad for doing it. So you can see right here, values 20 to 80, increments of 5. I did enable owner goals, although I do have coach firing off. Speaking of which, I have to change my name. Which I'll probably do in a second here. But yeah, everything the same mostly. Normal OTP Classic, all this is the same. I do show personality ratings, 125 there for talent change randomness, 0.75, 1.25, 0.75, 1.25, because guys age a little too quickly and don't develop quick enough. Enable away uniforms, enable baseball cards are both off, and I have everyone having pictures. I have trading difficulty on the hardest and most favorite prospects. Rank player evaluation settings 40, 30, 20, 10. Apply changes now. Recalculate GM tendencies. Then everything is the same. League and teams, didn't touch that. Didn't touch any of this. You can see the rounds are now 20 with 30 rounds of players generated. We got the double DH, the universal DH, and we have the Ohtani rule in there. Again, everything is the same. Here we changed the name from the Platinum Stick Award to the Silver Slugger and the Great Glove to the Gold Glove, whilst also going from high to moderate with the influence in popularity and All-Star vote. Players, I have all of this set to Major League default, so that's really it there, and everything else is the same. And then I do have custom stat looks where you can do customize, put in what you want, save view, and then I have that for pitching, and here hitting, I also have it. It just says basic batting stats, because I don't remember if you can change the name or not, but yeah, you just do it through edit. Not that difficult. And lastly, manager's office, manager options. My name is Cole Ambrose, so Ambrose it will be in there and is. Hit enter, so it's saved. And I have my minor league guys doing fire, minor league fire, and hire the minor league personnel. I should have them doing that. I have the promotions and demotions, depth charts, minor league player strategy, and setting budgets, because I usually am bad with setting the ticket prices. I would just let the CPU do it, and I have cannot be fired on. I can turn that off, and I can turn commissioner mode on when I feel that it is necessary. So that'll do it for this part of the episode. Now we'll go to where the people who actually skipped will be. Here's a little thing before we get there. We did not have a scouting director for some reason, so I offered John Maliziak, who has been in the game forever and has very good scouting ratings. Offered him a 5-year deal. Now, into the organization. I do quickly want to just go over the prospects first. I know they used to be able to do it through there, so that's weird. I guess I can just do it roster, maybe. Minor leagues, there it is. So yeah, the top guy we have is Zach Veen, and I like Veen a lot, definitely the most and anybody in our organization for sure. He can be a very solid player. He has very solid power numbers. He did very, very good last year in Single A, and I think that he has the potential to be up. Not this season, maybe sometime next season, although maybe with some good development, he could be up this year and after the trade deadline. Then there's Michael Toglia. He's a pure power first baseman, and that plays well. Fly ball hitter, that plays very well here in Coors. Ryan Vilade, he actually has a very solid bat. He's not great in the outfield, but he could definitely take over for Charlie Blackmon eventually. Then there's a lot of hitters, but no real pitchers. we have. If you go over here, you can see Ryan Rollison. He's the top pitching prospect, but he's already 24 years old, so not much there. So you can see up in Coors Field, whoa, Jaden Hill's picture is weird, that there is not much pitching potential, and that is something that we are definitely going to have to work on. Your league roster, here's how it goes. This is the defensive position. So at DH, we got 35-year-old Charlie Blackmon, who he's listed as a right fielder, not great in the field. His money does drop to $10 million if he decides to opt into his deal. I don't see why he wouldn't after this season. I might look to trade him. I don't know how much value he really has, though. He is a prankster, so it is good that he is here, because that does help the locker room mentality, which is important in this game. Again, it used to be in home. It isn't home yet. Team chemistry. So you see the left side's good, the right side's bad. We don't have anyone that's real bad. And you see good prankster Charlie Blackmon. Let's go back to the geographical depth chart. Then behind him, Connor Joe, who has a bit of power but not much else, and Eleris Montero. At catcher, it's Elias Diaz and Dom Nunez. Diaz is a captain, right? High leader, high loyalty, high adaptability, work ethic, and intelligence. Good contact, good power, good void Ks. A really solid hitting catcher, as he showed last season. And what does his deal look like? Yeah, we got him here for a few years, and he's pretty valuable with what he does. He's a good player. Dom Nunez, on the other hand, he's a backup catcher through and through. Then at first base, it's CJ Cron, who I think could be very good in Colorado. He was very, very good last year. Flew very under the radar. I have him in fantasy this year, and he has been really, really good. Don't really pay attention to the ratings too much, because again, we don't have a head scout, so it's just OSA. But that will be fixed very soon. Second base, Brendan Rodgers, former top prospect in the MLB. And you see, positional rating potential is very cool. So if he were to play at third base, this is how good he could get potentially. 30 is what he's at right now, but that's where he could get. So that's something very cool that they added to the game. Brendan Rodgers, I don't know how he'll be. He is only 25. He's in arbitration right now, going into his third season. I don't know, man. I think this is really one where we just have to see how he plays. Jose Iglesias, he's a classic style shortstop. Very solid defensively. Not much, definitely not much in the power department. Maybe that can go up a bit in Coors Field. But he avoids Ks, doesn't really walk much, against contact. So I'm cool with Jose Iglesias for this first season, with the speedy Garrett Hampson behind him, who can play a little bit of everywhere. A very solid backup. Garrett Hampson is. Then third base is going to be Ryan McMahon. McMahon does not get much love in out of the park baseball. I think he's a better hitter than these ratings show. But yeah, low contact, mediocre power, low void Ks. He's not great in the game. He has Colton Welker backing him up, who's not an awful backup, who can play both corner and infield positions. Then in right field, it's Randall Grichuk. Randall Grichuk, he's been around the league. He's always been a fine hitter. Not too much bad with him defensively. He's not great, not awful. We are paying him a good amount of money, and he's on a 2-year deal, so we'll probably trade him this year or next year. And I mean, overall, he's fine. There's nothing real special about Randall Grichuk. He has Sam Hilliard behind him, who has pop, but not much else. Jonathan Daza, he's going to be in center field. Can't do much with the bat. He's not really that good at defense for center field, especially at Coors Field. You need a good defensive center fielder. That's why Dexter Fowler was so valuable here. We really need one. And then in left field, the big free agent signing, Chris Bryant. He is the real cornerstone of this franchise. And I am not the biggest Chris Bryant fan. I never necessarily have been. And his production has not been really what this contract, in my opinion, merited. 835 OPS is fine. He wasn't that good in San Francisco. He was awful in 2020, although it was 2020. And he's been a really good offensive hitter, but not a really great offensive hitter really since 2016, 17, and I mean, he did have a really, really good year in 2018, but not to the quality that it was. But yeah, he's a he's a really good player, an all-star. But is he a top player in baseball? No. Is he worth 7 years, $175 million? It's a hard sell for me on that front. Now let's move on to the pitchers. So pitching in the starting order, it goes Herman Marquez, Antonio Santazella, Austin Gomber, Kyle Freeland, and Chad Cole. Herman Marquez is the top guy in our organization when it comes to pitching. I really like him. He's an extreme ground ball pitcher, which is huge for Coors Field. We need to keep the ball on the ground. He's got fine stuff, fine control, 3+ pitches, almost 4. I think he'll play very well for us. Antonio Santazella, another extreme ground ball, which is good, but he has 0 stuff, and he has 2+ pitches, barely 2+ pitches, really 1.5. So, I don't know how he'll be, probably back of the end guy. Austin Gomber, he was one of the main pieces in the deal that sent Nolan Arenado to St. Louis. Gomber has good plus pitches, not too much else. He's fine. I guess he'll be okay. Kyle Freeland, did he or did he not have a really solid year a few years ago? I am looking, and yeah, he did in 2018. But since then, you can see the FIP, not really the same. I have to move some of this stuff around so that it's easier for me to navigate. But yeah, he's been okay the last few years. Better year last year than 2020, which again, doesn't really count. But yeah, he's been fine. He just has to stay healthy. And Chad Cole rounding it out. He has a solid fastball, solid slider, fine curveball, but not much when it comes to movement control or stuff. He's not really going to be here too long. What's his contract look like? 1 year. He might be out by the end of the year. Then in the bullpen, we'll start from the bottom up. It goes Nick Bush. Don't know too much about him. Maybe he can be something. Ashton Godot. Julius is chasing. He's been in the league forever, okay? I've never been able to say his name. He's Venezuelan. He's not good, okay? Then Ben Bowden, extreme fly ball, bad control, not making the opening day roster. Carlos Estevez, Daniel Bard, who's incredibly interesting. He made his comeback back to the bigs in 2020 after being out since 2013. You can check his history right there, former first-round pick. So yeah, I like the Daniel Bard story. He's not a bad pitcher, so I think we could use him for the next few seasons. Tyler Kinley, same sort of deal, fine pitcher. Not good for Brandon Gold, I don't see it really there. Jordan Sheffield, he's fine. Wasn't he in the Yankees organization? No, he was not. He was in, the Dodgers, that's it. He was in the Dodgers organization. It's Justice Sheffield I was thinking of. Julian Fernandez, he's a good pitcher, just not in Coors with that fly ball. He was also a part of the deal that sent Nolan Arenado to St. Louis. He was St. Louis' top relief prospect, and he's interesting. I just don't know how he'll play at Coors with that fly ball pitching and throwing 101 miles an hour. The harder it comes in, the harder it comes out, or comes off the bat. So then, finally, Alex Colome, good ground ball pitcher. He's a fine pitcher throughout his whole career. I expect him to be fine here and to trade him by the deadline. So that's really the team. It's not a good team. It is not a good team. It's a team that's been managed awfully. I mean, everyone's favorite owner, Charlie Monfort, who is, in case you don't hear, I'm joking, he's not a good owner. Bud Black, he's been managing forever, hasn't really done much with the team since 2017, 2018. It's a team that's in purgatory. They have a bad farm system, a bad roster, and not much else. So that'll do it for this episode. I'll be back very soon, actually. I'll probably be back tomorrow, and with opening day, and then I don't know, I'll probably go up to the draft and then the All-Star game, and then we'll go up to either September or the end of the season. I kind of want to get this first season done pretty fast. That'll do it. I'm CJ Ambrose, or CJ Ambrose 05. I don't really care what you call me, and I'll see you next time.